Welcome to Mixtape Videos. We're continuing our rankings of the top 10 players at each position, and this week we're ranking the top 10 small forwards. Make sure you watch our top 10 point guards video and our top 10 shooting guards video. Before we start, here are a few details on the criteria we used for these rankings. We looked into essential stats like points, rebounds, steals, and shooting percentage, just to name a few, but we also looked at advanced analytics like PER, offensive and defensive rating, win shares, and more. To keep things balanced, we also took into consideration a player's individual achievements, playoff performances, and any other pertinent accolades. We won't be able to list all of these details for each player, but we'll give a basic run-through of each player's strengths and major achievements. Okay, now that that's all out of the way, let's get started. Number 10, Alex English. After a slow start in Milwaukee and Indiana, English began to really shine with the Denver Nuggets, where he had career averages of around 26 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4 assists. He won the scoring title once, is top 20 in total points, has the 7th highest offensive rating among small forwards, and is 17th in points per game for the playoffs. He was such a prolific scorer that he was the first player ever to string together 8 straight 2,000-point seasons. Number 9, Adrian Dantley. Much like Alex English, Adrian Dantley had a slow start to his career and was traded several times before finally landing in Utah. It was there that he built his legend, averaging over 30 points a game 4 times and winning the scoring title twice. Dantley has the highest offensive rating ever among small forwards, is 17th all-time in offensive win shares, and has the 2nd highest career field goal percentage of all time for any player not a power forward or center. On top of all of his scoring, Dantley averaged nearly 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal per game. Number 8, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins has a reputation of being one of the best dunkers the NBA has ever seen, which earned him the nickname the Human Highlight Film. Wilkins was somewhat of a gunner, averaging over 20 field goal attempts per game for his career, but with a career shooting percentage over 46%, can you blame him? He's 12th all-time in total points, 14th in points per game for the regular season and the playoffs, and 5th among small forwards and rebounds per game. He had 2 seasons where he averaged over 30 points a game and just barely missed that mark in 2 other seasons. Number 7, Julius Erving. For some, it may be surprising to see Dr. J at the 7th spot and not higher up on our list. Our reasoning is simple. Erving's most amazing years happened while playing in the ABA, a league that fostered a much different game than the NBA. As a player, he was amazing, but we're ranking the best NBA small forwards. So while he averaged nearly 30 points and 12 rebounds in the ABA, his numbers dropped to 22 and 7 in the NBA. Still, Erving was a dominant player, averaging 4 assists, 2 steals, and over 1 block per game, in addition to his scoring output. He's a 3-time ABA MVP and a 1-time NBA MVP. He won 2 ABA championships and 1 NBA championship. With his ABA and NBA points combined, he's the 6th highest scorer all time with 30,026 points. Because of his flashy style, Erving was one of the first off-the-court superstars of the NBA, being the first one to have a signature shoe. Dr. J basically changed the game, and with his numerous accomplishments, he solidified his place in history. Number 6, Scottie Pippen. Forever known as the Robin to Jordan's Batman, Scottie Pippen was the perfect sidekick. He did everything. In addition to averaging about 18 points a game in Chicago, he also pulled down nearly 7 rebounds a game, dished out around 5 assists, and recorded about 2 steals and 1 block per game. He's 6th all-time in total steals, 4th among small forwards in defensive rating, and 12th all-time in win shares for the playoffs. He's also 10th among small forwards in offensive rating and 8th among small forwards in rebounds per game. It's hard to say the Bulls would have won 6 rings without Jordan. In fact, it's safe to say they probably wouldn't have. But at the same time, Pippen's skills perfectly complemented Jordan's, and the two were essential parts of arguably the greatest team in NBA history. Number 5. Paul Pierce. Depending on who you ask, Paul Pierce could go anywhere on this list. He's top 20 in total points and has an NBA title and Finals MVP to add to an illustrious career, not to mention a reputation for being one of the most clutch players in the league. His best years came while in Boston, but the team's winning percentage fluctuated until he teamed up with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. His name is all over the Celtics record books, an impressive feat considering how many great players have been a part of the franchise. Among small forwards, he's 9th all-time in offensive rating and 6th all-time in defensive rating. Number 4. Elgin Baylor. Now it's back to the good old days of the NBA. Elgin Baylor was an excellent scorer, but he was also a tremendous rebounder, averaging over 13 per game for his career. In his rookie year, he averaged nearly 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, earning him Rookie of the Year honors. He led the Lakers from a horrid 19-53 record the year before to 33-39 and the NBA Finals. Baylor is 3rd all-time in points per game, 1st among small forwards in rebounds per game, and 6th all-time in points per game for the playoffs. He averaged 30 or more points per game for 3 seasons, including a season where he averaged over 38 points a game. He had only 3 seasons where he averaged less than 10 rebounds and averaged 12 or more rebounds 9 times. The dude was a beast. He averaged over 38 points a game in the playoffs twice. Yeah, there's all that noise about the league being different back then, but you can't punish him for being good. He dominated, plain and simple. Number 3. LeBron James. We have a feeling we're going to get torched for putting LeBron at 3rd instead of 2nd or 1st, but hear us out before you flip out like we insulted your mother. When it's all said and done, LeBron will probably be the greatest small forward ever. However, it's not all said and done. LeBron is still in his prime, so his numbers are inflated since they haven't yet been impacted by his older years where he will inevitably decline. Everything from points, rebounds, defense, PER, all of it will dramatically decrease as he ages. So it's hard to compare his current standings to other players who have already aged and retired. That being said, obviously, LeBron is an amazing player. He's already top 20 in total points, 11th in total win shares for the regular season, and 2nd in win shares for the playoffs. He has 2 championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, and 4 regular season MVPs. LeBron is a wonder of physical achievements. He's never been the best shooter, but his passing and athleticism allow him to dominate the game anytime he wishes. Number 2. Rick Barry. Rick Barry might be one of the most underrated players in NBA history. He averaged over 30 points a game 4 times. In his rookie year with the Warriors, the team improved from 17 to 35 victories, mostly due to his 26 points and 11 rebounds per game, which earned him Rookie of the Year honors. In the 1967 NBA Finals, Barry averaged nearly 41 points per game, along with 9 rebounds and 3 assists. That's 41 points against the 76ers who had Wilt Chamberlain. Rick Barry has the highest defensive rating among small forwards for the regular season and the playoffs, and is 15th all-time in points per game for the playoffs. He pretty much did it all, with NBA career averages of 23 points, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He won a championship with the Warriors in 1975 and won Finals MVP. Number 1. Larry Bird. When you talk about an all-around player with consistency and clutch play, Larry Bird has to be at the top of that list. He averaged a double-double for his career with 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, about 2 steals, and 1 block. He's one of the greatest passers of all time, greatest shooters of all time, greatest defenders of all time. He's just one of the greatest players of all time, period. He's top 20 in points per game, 4th among small forwards in offensive rating, and 3rd in defensive rating. Despite playing on a talented Celtics team that featured several Hall of Famers, Bird distinguished himself as the best player, winning 3 MVP awards and 2 Finals MVP awards, along with his 3 rings. So what do you think of our list? Is there someone we left out? Let us know in the comments or on Twitter, Facebook, or Tumblr. And don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe for more NBA mixes and top 10s.